endoplasmic reticulum which has ribosome on its surface. So because of that ribosome, the texture or surface of endoplasmic reticulum looks like rough, and because of that it has given name rough endoplasmic reticulum. We all go through the different function of both SER and RER. Then we also talk about the what what is the general role of the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So, and also we had discussed about the difference between animal cell and plant cell. Okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum most probably connected with the function of protein synthesis because ribosome provide the site for the protein synthesis, and ribosome is only present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So most of time it guide the protein synthesis process. In case of SER,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Sir, I can't see the peak of your textbook.
Okay, okay, let me show you once again. Okay, now you can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Maybe I opened that PPT, that's why you cannot see. Okay, now you can see now. Yes. Okay. So those topics we had discussed, and also after the endoplasmic reticulum, we had discussed about next organelle Golgi apertures. Okay, who found the Golgi aperture? We all know because of that scientist name, we give the name to this organelle Golgi aperture. The name of the scientist is Camillo Golgi. Okay. Then after we see, and Golgi aperture is somewhat doing the function of packing and moving. Okay, whatever the destination molecule, whatever the molecule is there in our cytoplasm, that molecule will go at what place and how it reach, that will helped by the this Golgi aperture. Okay, so these are the things that we had discussed. After that, we also see we see mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosomes. All these organelles we had learned yesterday, and so now we will start. Also we had seen vacuoles. Okay, so now we will start cell division. Okay, as we all know, you, me, and all organism are start, all multicellular organism, they start from the one cell, and because of this cell division process, they are right now multicellular. Okay, so if cell division process is not there, then one cell not gonna be a multicellular organism. So we start from the one cell, and because of cell division we are here multicellular organism. And also there are two type of cell division. One cell division is the for the growth of the body, for the what you can say the growth, vegetative growth means numbers of the cell, same type of the cells number in our body get increase. That kind of cell division is known as a mitosis. Here you can see the word mitosis. And production of the gamete cell, whatever the sperm cell, in particular we talk about human, then in them the gamete cells are sperm cell in male and ovum cell in female. This formation of this sperm cell and ovum cell carried out by different kind of cell division known as a meiosis. For example, if there is a scratch on my skin, then to fill up that scratch, our body produce new cells, and that new cells will be produced by the process of mitosis. Okay, so normal increase in the number of cell in our body and maintenance of cells or repairing of our body cells, that things are done by the mitosis. But when we talk about formation of gamete cells, then gamete cell will form by the process of meiosis. Okay, we will read so you can understand. Okay, new cells are formed in organism in order to grow, replace old, dead and injured cell. That already I give you the example. If there is a scratch on my hand, then that dead and injured cell must be removed, and it removed by the newer cells, and these newer cells are coming by the cell division to form gamete also. Okay, so replace old, dead, injured cell, and also for the formation of the gametes we require cell division. Okay, the process by which new cells are made is called cell division. Simple definition: there are two main type of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. The process of cell division by which most of the cells divide for growth is called mitosis. Okay, simple vegetative growth, or you can say that apart from sexual reproduction, whatever the growth of the body is there. Okay, for example, from one organism, if you give birth to the new organism, then it is not a vegetative growth. It is, you call that generation of new life. But if you yourself produce new cell in your body, then that kind of cell division is carried out by the mitosis. Okay, in this process each cell called mother cell. Okay, whatever the cells are there in our body, that each of the cells are called mother cells, because from all of that cell a new cells will be formed. Okay, for example, if we talk about uh, 5,000 cells are there in our body right now. If you are growing in your if you are in growing stage, then all these 5,000 cells will act as a mother cell, and from that, what if born cells are there, then newborn cell will be formed from that mother cell. Neuron cells are there, then from that new neuron cell will be formed. Blood cells, all these things will be get doubled, and you increase your size, or you can say you grow. Okay, okay, but here uh, each cell called mother cells and divides to form two identical daughter cells. Okay, from one cell, two identical. Here you can see just figure 5.7 mitosis. In that you see two chromosomes they have shown, two pair of the chromosome they have shown. One is red color pair of chromosome and another is blue color pair of chromosome. Both in this cell you can see that two red color chromosome and two blue color chromosome, and from that mother cell two daughter cell form, and both of that daughter cell has same kind of chromosome design what mother cell has. Okay, here also two chromosome in red color and blue, two chromosome in blue color. Here in both of the daughter cell also has two chromosome in red color and two chromosome in blue color. You can see identity, both the daughter cell and mother cell has same design or same composition of chromosome. No change is there in between them. Next, these two daughter cell also can work as a mother cell, and from that another two I can draw you. Okay, so you can understand better. Okay, from this another, now after some growth, both of these cell further make two new daughter cell. So the process go on here also. So and these four daughter cell also has the same design of chromosome what that mother cell has. So there is no change in the chromosome structure. Okay, so this is the mitosis. Okay, but on the other hand, if you see the meiosis, I also show you by the cell PPT. So wait a minute, I'm sharing with you. Yes, this is it. Okay. I also okay. Here you can see the mitosis and meiosis both explain very well. Okay. Here you can see DNA replication take place. So one red copy of chromosome and one blue copy of chromosome. From that, another same red copy form, and here also same blue copy form. See, this is not we cannot show you all 46 chromosomes in our human cell. There are 23 pairs of the chromosome that you already understand during the sex determination topic in your 8th standard. Okay, that human being has total 23 pairs of the chromosome or 46 chromosome. Here we only show you one copy of one chromosome particularly. So it is better to make you understand. Here from one copy during the DNA replication, same identical copy form. Okay, put your audio on and tell me whatever the query you have, Asta.
In yesterday's PDF,
Yes.
we need to write only that questions that are ticked or all. I have written all, but I have this type of query.
No, all the questions. No, no,
Okay.
no. And you
Ticked
do not
question.
write and only tick mark question. You have to write all the
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Please do not ask this question in between the session. If you have this kind of question, you can ask me at the end of the session, or you can write me in the comment after the session, or you can message me in between the session. If you have any question related to the topic, then it is better. Okay, we will back to the topic. So DNA replication take place, and this you can see now identical to same chromosome. Now here in the mitosis, one extra copy of red chromosome and also one extra copy of blue chromosome separated, and then two cells form. And here you can see the same identical structure what mother cell has. The daughter cell, two daughter cell, and one mother cell. All of them have the same identical chromosome. Okay, so no change in the chromosome design. Okay, and here also you see the word diploid cell. Diploid cell means you can see here the number of chromosomes. See, here we show you. I will write so it is better for you. Okay. In human beings, total 23 pair. Okay. And here we show you one pair. And that one pair, what happened in case of one pair, same thing happened for remaining 22 pair. Okay, here only we show one pair. What you see here with whatever things are happening for one pair, the same thing happening for the remaining 22 pairs. Okay, and if you have these 23 pairs, means 46 chromosomes. Okay, if you have this, okay, I will remove it from this place. So okay, it is better. It is not moving, so let it there. Okay, in human beings, 23 pairs or 46 chromosome. If this number of chromosome or this number of pairs you have, then your cell is known as a diploid. Okay. Okay. So diploid means there is a same identical copy you have. There is a 23 pairs. Why we are writing in pair means one 1 minute. Okay, if there is a one copy of chromosome, the same identical copy is there, and both of them are identical, and because of that we are telling that they are diploid. Okay, what genes are there on this chromosome? The same genes are present on another copy. So if so means each and every gene, whatever the genes we have we all that genes have the extra copy on the another chromosome. Okay, for example, if we talk about the for the color of eye, for the protein of eye color, pigment of eye color, then one gene is there on this chromosome and another gene, same kind of gene is there on this another chromosome. So for every protein formation we have two copies of the gene. Which copy used, depending on that, the somewhat difference we will see in the structure. Okay, so these identical copies we have, so we are saying that we are diploid. Okay, and here also they have written diploid. Okay, okay, let come to this phase. Okay, sorry, here you can see now another on the other hand, in case of meiosis, the first part of meiosis is same like here what happened DNA replication. In the same manner here also DNA replication take place. But now here we show you two pair of chromosomes. Okay, here only we show one pair because whatever things happen in this one pair, same thing happen in remaining 22 pair. But in case of this during meiosis, something different happened, so we show you two pair of chromosome. Okay, now here you see from two pair of chromosome there is four chromosome. Okay, here one, here you can see one and two red chromosome, and also remaining other two red chromosome. In the same manner, blue and blue, here also blue. So from two pair there is now we have the four pair, and from that you can see the exchange of part. You can see somewhat blue part from this chromosome exchange to here, and the same manner some part of red exchange to this chromosome blue. So exchange of uh, genes take place in the meiosis and two daughter nuclei form, and from that two daughter nuclei further cell division take place, and from that you can see four daughter cell form, and that four daughter cell has not any kind of identical structure what you see here in mother cell. So, and also you see they are not diploid, they are haploid. Okay, they have reduced number of chromosome. Okay, here we have the 46 chromosome, then here we have the less number, means we already discussed all these things in the sex determination, that total number of chromosome reduce, and one of the sperm cell or ovum cell, there is a X and Y. We also describe their things in the 8th standard, that chromosome number reduce. Okay, so one of this is the meiosis, and meiosis only take place in the formation of gamete cell. Okay, so during the meiosis, from one cell you have the four daughter cell. In case of mitosis, from one cell you have the two daughter cell. So these are the difference. Okay, so we back to our textbook, so we can read out what is there. Okay, now all of you can see the textbook here. Here we will go further. The daughter cell have the same number of chromosomes as mother cell, that I already told you. It helps in the growth and repair of tissue in the organism. Okay, means whatever the wear and tear happens in our body, that all settled by the this chromosome, by this process of mitosis. Okay. Specific cells of reproductive organs or tissues in the animals and plants divide to form gametes, which after fertilization give rise to offspring. Okay. So during the reproduction, or whatever the reproductive organs are there in the animal and plants, when they produce gametes at that time, uh, after fertilization, they give rise to offspring and divide by the different process called meiosis, which involves two consecutive division. Okay, so during this reproduction, the meiosis take place. When cell divide by meiosis it produce four new cells, four daughter cells, and instead of just two, the new cells only have the half number. So chromosome number reduced in case of meiosis of chromosome than that of the mother cells. So whatever the number is there in the we human beings, less number of chromosome you will see, half number of the chromosome you will see in case of gamete formation. Okay, why these things happen? We all know, if the gamete cell number half, then during the process of fertilization, half chromosome of sperm and half chromosome of ovum, they fuse. Okay, and whatever the zygote form, that zygote has a total same number of chromosome what that parents have. If it not reduced, then doubling take place, and eventually number of chromosome increase that much, it cannot set hold inside the cell. So it is necessary during the fertilization or during the gamete formation, the number must be reduced, the chromosome number must be reduced, and because of that it maintain our genetic uh, amount in our cells. Okay, the new cells only have the half number of chromosome than that of the mother cells. Can you think as to why the chromosome number has reduced to half in daughter cells? What I told you, you understand? Okay, so this is the now end of the, here there is very small description about cell division, very small, nothing that much they describe here. But if you see, the mitosis and meiosis is very complex and very not that much easy topics. It is very hard topic to understand. But here they just give you some introduction about cell division. They give you two types of the cell division and what major difference between them. They explain you here. So don't worry about how it is happening and what is going on in during the gamete formation and in the mitosis. Don't worry about that. Just remember these two type of cell division is there and major difference between them. That's it. And here also you have to draw the figure if in exam they will ask you. Okay, you can draw this figure what given in the textbook and also I show you in PPT. Both of them are valid. Don't worry about them. Okay, so this is the end of the topic and also end of the chapter 5. Yesterday I told you the chapter is over, but this small topic is remain. So I explain you here, and here there is an exercise. Now, whatever the exercise questions are there, when I send you the photographs of the question answer, in that there is particular written things in text. They on the heading you will see there is a heading like this: in text question answer, in text question answer, and whatever those question answer with this sign, they are from the textbook. In text question answer are those questions which are here. Sorry, I have to log. In text question answer are in between the text. There is a question you will see. That question are known as the in text question answer C. These are the question are in text question answer. And exercise question answer are shown in the photograph. They have the sign of star. That questions are of exercise questions. But here you are not supposed to prepare only and only your textbook question answer. You have to prepare all question answers that I send you. Okay. So because now onwards for we are preparing for 10 standard. In 10 standard there is no things like this. Only selected question answer will be asked in the exam. In 10 standard from any part of your textbook they can ask any question. So you have to prepare all that question answer so thoroughly you understand, and whenever any kind of question will be asked to you in the exam it will become easy for you to answer it. So now this is the end of the topic. So if you tell me, then we will start new chapter tissue. If anyone has any problem, then you can discuss here right now. Otherwise, we will go for the next topic. Okay. I will ask one by one to each and every student. If they have any questions, then they can tell me. Otherwise, we will go forward. Okay. And okay, Asta,
Sumero.
tell me any
Yes,
problem
sir.
you have?
No, sir. No any problem.
Okay, okay. Who is this KC 75967?
Pratik, sir. He is Pratik.
Okay, Pratik. Welcome, Pratik. How are you, Pratik? I put your audio on, Pratik. Tell me, how are you?
I'm fine.
Fine, na? Can you hear me properly
Yes,
during
sir.
the session?
Yes,
Okay. From today on, today you joined or yesterday you also here?
yesterday also.
Okay, okay. And you got the question answer photograph?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So now onwards, you must be in session. Okay, that will be helpful for you.
Okay.
Okay. And during today's session, is there any query? Then tell me right now, Pratik.
No query, sir.
No query. Okay. So I will ask some other student about MOOCs. How are you, MOOCs?
I am fine, sir.
Have you understand all the topic of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about Krupal? Okay, sorry, Prithvi. How are you, Prithvi?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, okay. So now Ajay, કેવું છે અજય?
સારું છે.
સારું છે ને? સમજે છે બધું હું જે કહું છું એ?
હા.
હમ. અને વેદ તો ઓલવેઝ કેવું છે વેદ? How are you, Ved? Fine. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Who is absent with
Yes.
today? Who is
Krupal.
Krupal left in between maybe, है ना?
Krupal.
Okay. And
No, Krupal not came.
Krupal not came. Okay. And anyone who is in between
Yes.
our meeting? Someone is left during our meeting.
No, sir. Yes. Rena.
Rena. Okay. And her mother or she was there or her mother was there?
She was there.
Okay.
I think so.
Her ID may be changed. That's why I confused. Okay. Let's start next topic, tissue. Okay. Okay. I shall next chapter 6. Wait a minute. So okay. So now I can share with you chapter 6. Okay. Chapter 6, tissue. Okay, you all know what is tissue. Tissue is the group of the cells together do a specific function. For example, I told you the tissue of the lungs. They are doing the function of absorbing oxygen from the air. So means tissue means same type of the cell which are in group and doing a specific function. So that is tissue. Okay. Here in this chapter 6 we will see both plant tissue and animal tissue. Okay. So from the last chapter we recall all the living organisms are made up of cells, and we already told you there are two type of the animal: unicellular organism and multicellular organism. So in case of unicellular organism there is no tissue, only and only single cell, and that single cell perform all the function of taking food, excretion, digestion, all the activities are performed by that one cell. While in case of multicellular organism, they have the specialized cells. The cells are specialized to carry out specific function, and these specialized cells together form tissue. Okay, each specialized functions is taken up by the different group of the cells, and since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. Okay, so for example, if we give an example of our body, in our body taking of oxygen and taking of food is done by at one part, that is lungs and digestive system. Okay, and what we take in, oxygen or food, that must be distributed to all part of the body. And you can see, taking of food and taking of oxygen, these things are done by one specialized tissue, and transporting of this oxygen and digested food to all part of body is done by another specialized tissue, and that specialized tissue is the blood. Okay, so transportation done by another part, taking inside of this material done by the another specialized tissue. So different function of our life processes: taking food, digestion of food, excretion of waste material, transportation of the waste and transportation of nutrient, all the specific function which required to perform by our body in order to remain alive, and all this function done by each and every different specialized tissue. It is not there like unicellular organism that all function done by the same thing. It is not there in multicellular organism, and because of this specialized tissue, they are performing just one function. They do it very efficiently. અને આપણે કહીએ બી છે ઘણી બધી વખત કે એક કામ એક જ ટાઈમે કરો તો એ કામ કેવું થશે, એકદમ પરફેક્ટ થશે. તો એ જ રીતે અહીંયા આગળ પણ specialized tissue performing a specific function, because of that they perform this function very efficiently. Okay, here they told us it is done very efficiently. In human being, muscle cells contract and relax to cause the movement. Nerve cells carry message, blood flow to transport oxygen, food, hormones, and waste material, and so on. So these are the different function, and all those different function are performed by different specialized tissue. Okay. In case of plant cell, see, in plant cell, they are not complex organism like us, so they do only less number of function for their survival. In whatever the life processes we are doing for the survival of our life, the number of that life processes is much lesser in case of plant, because plant are not moving and they are simpler. They are also complex in terms of other organism, but when we talk about animals, most complex animal is we human beings, and that plant is not that much complex, so they have the tissue but not different kinds what we have. Only two or three different tissues are there. One is the vascular tissue for the conduct of food and water. Okay, whatever the xylem and phloem, xylem for the conduction of water and phloem for the conduction of food. These are the specialized tissue which which we will see, which we can see in case of plant. Okay, so multicellular organisms show division of labor. That I already explained you very thoroughly. What is division of labor? So now if someone asks me, then I will slap him or her. Okay, this is very thoroughly I explain you division of labor. Okay, so I am thinking there is no need to explain you once again. Okay, cells cells specializing in one function are often grouped together in the body. Okay, one specialized type of the cell always you will see in group. Okay, they are not, so one specialized lung cell is here in lung, and another specialized lung cell is in the leg. That kind of thing you never see. They all are one type of specialized cells, are all in group or together. Okay, this means that particular function is carried out by the cluster of the cell at definite place in the body. This cluster of cells called tissue and is arranged and designed so as to give the highest possible efficiency of function. Okay, they are designed as well as arranged at a particular manner so that they can give you highest efficiency what of what function they are performing. Okay, for example, imagine your lungs, and for example, if we take a simple example of heart, okay, the function of heart is simply pumping of the blood, and that a heart is situated at somewhat center of our body, not that much center, but you can see it is not at the end of our body. Or if you imagine that your lungs is at in your foot, so imagine how many energy it has to apply for the pumping of the blood. It is situated somewhat upper side of the body, and because of that the also pumping of blood to the lower part of the body become easy. In the same manner, it is not situated at that much height that blood from the lower part of the body back reach back to the heart become difficult. So arrangement and design of the specialized tissue has done by the evolution process in a very sophisticated manner. So it it become that way that its efficiency at its highest. Okay. Okay. Next, here, blood, phloem, and muscles are also example of the tissue. Okay. A group of cells that are similar in structure and or work together to achieve a particular function form a tissue. કે સિમિલર સ્ટ્રક્ચર અથવા તો અને બંને કહી શકીએ કે સિમિલર ફંક્શન આર ગ્રુપ to achieve a particular function form a tissue. So this is the definition of the tissue. Okay. Are plant and animals made of same type of tissue? The answer is no. The basic not basic, a vast difference between them. Okay. Let us compare their structure and function. Do plants and animals have the same structure? No. Do they both perform similar function? No. What you see in case of plant, there is a big difference we see in the human beings or any animal. Okay. So we go further. Okay, there are noticeable differences between the two. Plants are stationary or fixed. I already told you these things. Plants are stationary and they are not mobile. Because of that, whatever the energy requirement, whatever the complexity in the structure of plant is somewhat, not somewhat, it majorly difference between animal and plant. They don't move, so they have to be upright. They have a large quantity of supportive tissue. Okay, the supportive tissue for making them, or you can say that supporting tissue is there for the putting them upright. Okay, so they do not bend. They have a large quantity of supportive tissue. The supportive tissue generally had a dead cell. Okay. Animals, on the other hand, move around in search of food, mats, and shelter. See, we go from one place to another place nowadays, not only for the search of food. We just go from one place to another place for many activities, also for matting and shelter. They consume more energy as compared to the plants. Most of the tissue they contain are living. Okay, most of the tissue apart from our nails and hairs, they are somewhat, yes, there is a dead cell, but most of the tissue in our body are the living one. Another difference between animals and plant is in the pattern of growth. The growth in the plant is limited to a certain region. They have the special meristematic type tissue. I am not explaining in detail right now, because in the further chapter we all discuss this type of tissue. What are the growing tissue? The name of that growing tissue is the meristematic tissue, and this tissue, only the growth limited to that tissue. And this tissue you will see at the apical part. If you see the plant on the apical, means on the its upper part, where you will see the growth only. In the same manner, you will see that tissue in the root tip, means root are growing and the upper part of the plant is growing, and also the side by side also growth happens. But you see this growing tissue in these three region, not other part of the plant. You will see this tissue. While we talk about human beings, in whole body there is a growth you will see. Okay, the growth in the plant is limited to the certain region, while this is not so in the animal. There are some tissue in the plant that divide throughout their life. These tissue are localized in a certain region. Okay, throughout their life they are growing. While in human beings, at certain age, the hormones stop secreting and the growth halt. Okay, based on the Dividing capacity of the tissue. Various plant tissue can be classified as a growing or meristematic tissue. That I already told you. And those tissue which are not growing are known as a permanent tissue. See, this is the two type of tissue you will see in case of plant. One is growing, that is known as the meristematic tissue, and which is not growing, that is known as a permanent tissue. Okay. Cells Cell growth in animal is more uniform, so there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing region in animal. Demarcation means separation. You cannot uh, observe and tell that yes, this is non-growing part in the human body or in the animal, and this is the growing part. Okay. But in case of plant, we can easily demark them, or we can easily separate them. We can, by seeing them, we can say that this is the non-growing part and this is the growing part. Okay, so that kind of demarcation of dividing and non-dividing region in animal you cannot see. Okay, the structural organization of organs and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animal than even in very complex plant. Okay, structural organization means uh, how the organ together make a system, that I already explained. Cells together make tissue, tissue together makes organ, and organ together makes system, and different system together make body. That kind of organization is far more specialized and localized in the complex animal like us than even in very complex plant. So more specialized we are, more complex we are than plants. In plants you cannot see this kind of organization. Structural organization is also there. They have also cells together tissue and tissue together organ. But what specialized system and localized complex system we have, that kind of system you do not see in case of plant. They have, but not that much complex like we. This fundamental difference reflects the different mode of life pursued by these two major groups. So, the pursuance of the plant is only remaining alive, doing photosynthesis and making their food, and reproduction at certain time. That's it. That is the only life pursuit of the plant. But when we talk about life pursuit of animal like us, human beings, we are pursuing different possibilities. Someone want to be a jumper, someone want to be a fast runner, someone want to be a by doing mental work, someone want to be a genius, intelligent. So different pursuits we can see in case of human beings or in case of other animals also. But that kind of life pursuits we do not see in case of plant. So because of that, they are simple. Okay. The two major group of organism, particularly in their different feeding method, we are taking inside so many different kind of food, because we are uh, we 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 are somewhat very different from all other organisms. Not only plant, but other animals are also there, which is similar to us, somewhat similar to us. From that also we are different in terms of taking food or feeding method. Okay. Also, they are differently adapted for the sedentary existence on one hand and active locomotion on the other hand. What do you mean by sedentary existence? Sedentary existence means they exist at one place. They are not moved from one place to another, while we have the active locomotion. We are moving from one place to another place, and because of this locomotion we have very different kind of structure in our body. Okay. This different in the organ system design. It is with reference to this complex animal and plant bodies that we will now talk about the concept of tissue in some detail. Okay, so this is the beginning of the plant tissue, and after the completion of this plant tissue we see the animal tissue. Okay, so here there are two questions: what is tissue? Okay, you all, I already give you the definition of tissue that you can write here, but also I am sending you the photograph. And here also another question: what is the utility of tissue in multicellular organism? Because of this tissue the division of labor become possible. If tissue is not there, then specialized function is not carried out by the a group of cell, and that specialized function is not carried out by group of cell, then division of labor is not possible, and division of labor is not possible, then a multicellular organism has become difficult for the giving food and all the nutrient, and also taking out of waste from the all cells of the body. They are multicellular, so all of the cell must be feeded, and all of the cell must be clean from the waste, and all these things are required specialized tissue. And because of that, the importance of the tissue in the multicellular organism is very much great. So this is the answer you can write. Even I am sending you that answer photo also in your WhatsApp. So we stop here. Now whenever we will meet, we start from the plant tissue. Okay, so friends, this is the end of the meeting, but don't go anywhere. I want to tell you many things, so remain with me.